Welcome back to Poetry and Friends. If this is your first time on this channel, what I do is that I talk about love topics that God has placed on my heart, and I also update you on my writing business. I usually talk directly to women. So today we're going to be talking about different ways for a woman to change her man's mood when he's down. So a lot of women talk about how they're the Proverbs 31 woman. But if we really read Proverbs 31, we could really tell the task of this woman, it's not easy. It's not an easy duty. And then one thing that that chapter mentions is that the heart of her husband trusts her. She does him good all the days of her life. So we could see that she does him good. So she takes care of him in various aspects. So the woman, being his helper, is supposed to help him whenever he's down. So we're not going to waste time. Let's jump into these points. Remind him of his accomplishments. Let's say he starts to say, huh, life is really tough, but I got to be strong. I got to keep it pushing. When that happens, don't say it in your mind that he'll be all right. Yeah, he's just going through it. Or here we go again. Because that is the time that he would need you to remind him of his accomplishments. So that's when the woman says something like, honey, you've come this far. You're goal oriented. And then you just remind him of how he is goal oriented, how he has accomplished something. So maybe he has started a, I would say, a business plan or something. And then you remind him that, look at how you invented that plan. Like, you're a man with a vision. So I know life is tough, but with the things that you have accomplished so far, you can do it. And then this would help because men are the main provider, right? Making sure that family needs are met, the head of the family. So you reminding him of his accomplishments, that will really empower him to keep persisting and being a good provider. Reminding him of who he is. So again, he's feeling unqualified. You remind him that you're a man with good morals. And then you respect him, right? So a well respected man, a gentleman. He's very smart. Then you also remind him a man with wisdom. You could even say something to make him laugh while you're reminding him of who he is, because remember, you want to make him feel good because he is down. So let's say you think he has a nice shoulders or something. You remind him that a man with the best shoulders ever. Yeah, that's why you're strong. Mr. Shoulders. Maybe I should start calling you Mr. Shoulders, right? Just making him laugh, reminding him of who he is. You're my special one after God. This would really help to bring his mood back because that would boost his ego, right? That would make him feel really respected. And then once he feels loved by his woman, that would definitely help him to keep going. Like, you know what? My other half looks so highly at me. So let me keep it pushing. Create something fun with something that he loves. Being creative. So think of different ways, like how you could be creative with something that he loves by making it fun. So I would just think of anything, right? So maybe you get a paper and then you write two things that he loves on the paper, and then you crumble them, one in your left, one in your right, or something. And then you present it to him, and then you ask him that he should choose one. I'm sure because he is not feeling that good, he would probably say something like, baby, my head is spinning right now. And then you insist, like, I'm sure you're going to like this. So he chooses one, and then you just do it with him. So let's say maybe his favorite game or something, just an example, right? You just play it with him. That would really clear his mind from all the hard work, because there is time for everything, time to laugh, to play. So that time would really help him a lot. And then it also shows that you're with him through it all. And then once you're done, and then you feel like maybe you want to do the additional thing that he also loves, you could just do it. Like, you know what? I will do the additional one too. Because you want to make it fun. You want to bring his mood back. That would not only bring his mood back, but it would be such an unforgettable moment, because memories are hard to erase. Saying a prayer at that very moment. Again, he's thinking about how life is going to get better. You start to pray. And for this prayer, pray it loud for him to hear it. So if you're a person who prays like, I pray like this time you want to pray like, Lord, you want to pray for him to hear it, because these are the words that you want to tell him, but you're just telling God because you want God to help you, you want God to solve it for you. So because these are the words that you want to remind him, right? Again, this kind of relates to reminding him of who he is, but you're just praying to God. So you're saying it loud for him to hear it, so he doesn't forget who he is. So you start to pray loud. Now, I don't mean loud, like loud for all the neighbors to hear you, but just for him to hear. So, Lord, thank you for this wonderful man. God, your creation is beautiful. Wonderful man, wonderful man. Lord, I want my man to be happy. So please remind him of who he is. Keep blessing him. I know he feels down right now, but I do not think he's unworthy. I think he's a man filled with a lot of capabilities. Lord, lift him up for me. So yeah, so you just pray to God with your words, like however that you see him as. And again, he will feel so honored, because you're praying to God for him. And not only that, you're honoring him while you're also praying to God. So that is gorgeous submission here. So, of course, you honoring him with your words is going to bring his mood back. And also, most importantly, prayers work. So, you praying, that alone could bring his mood back, because God will listen to you. So, yeah. All right. So, this one is a bonus. I actually wasn't going to add this, but I feel like I should just add this. And then that is giving him space. One of my videos, I did talk about one way that a man could lose interest in a woman is when she never gives him space. However, this point is giving him that space whenever he is down. Let's say you've used one of the points that I provided. So you've done reminding him of who he is. And then you just say something like, all right, I'll leave you now for you to have your space. And then you add, you need a little time for yourself, right? Just to ensure. And then if he says, oh, no, 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 you can stay here with me, that's when you stay there with him, and then you could maybe create something fun. But if he does say, yeah, I'll take a little space, don't think that he doesn't love you. Don't be angry about it, because space is very important to a man. That is when he can process things. And then while he's having that space, He doesn't have you out of his mind. He's actually having that space so that he could think of different ways of how he could be a good impact to you. And then that will show that you're really supportive of his mental health, like you really want him to do better. All right, one last thing. We have this. Reread it. He is just unexplainable. Everyone can testify that he's never unavailable. At all times, he supplies. Very soon, he'll change lives. Every day, he sits on his throne. Now I realize that the first letters spelled his home. If you look at it, the first letters, Heaven, that is heaven. So, yeah, if you get this is just a reminder of God's kingdom, heaven. You could get this, place it on your wall. I'm going to be placing the link somewhere up here. And then also, I'm going to be placing the additional products somewhere up here in this video too. Thank you so much for staying to the end. I really hope that this video was helpful. Do subscribe for more videos. And if God permits, see you when I upload my next video. Bye-bye.